This is James Holder for IFL TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. I'm at the Napoleon Casino today in Sheffield ahead of Kid Galahad's IBF Junior Challenge. With me I've got Kid Galahad. What's happening, bro? You alright?
Nothing much, mate. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. 2 days away from the final. I'm ready, man. I'm ready to whoop someone.
Adielson Dos Santos, undefeated Brazilian fighter, 14-0, 10 KOs, very, very dangerous, quite tall and rangy as well.
Yeah, he is.
How'd you prepare for him?
I watched a bit of his, well, I watched maybe half around one of his fights, and he's good. He's all-round fighter. He knows his jab well. He's got a good jab. He knows his range well. He's he can switch as well. He's a good all-round fighter. He can do a bit of everything. He can punch. And Saturday night, I'm in for a tough fight.
Very underrated fighter, to be honest. Someone that's maybe under the radar of a lot of British fans. He's only fought once out of Brazil. Looking at his record, fantastic win for him against Marcus Martinez within 2 rounds. So it's a very dangerous fight for you, this Barry.
Yeah, it is. It's a dangerous fight, but you've got to take these kind of fights to get up to the next level. And Saturday night, I've got to go in there and do a job on this kid.
You're coming into this fight as British, Commonwealth and European champion.
Yeah.
How important is it to add this IBF junior strap to that?
This puts you up in the top 10, I think, in the IBF, and I'm just ready. For me, I love to box. This is why I do. I live it. I eat well. And this is what my life is. If anyone knows me, this is all I do is box. I live it. I eat boxing. I sleep boxing. That's all I do. So Saturday night, it's another day for me to go in there and showcase my skills.
Do you think it quite strange? A lot of the governing bodies haven't got you in their top 10.
I don't really look at it like that. I just think it is what it is. Eventually I'll get there. All I've got to focus on is winning. And eventually I'll get there. My time will come. That's it.
How do you look at the other super bantamweights that fought recently, likes of Carl Frampton? How do you assess his performance?
Carl Frampton put up a good fight against Quigg Martinez. But then again, Quigg Martinez got beat by Rendon Monroe. They got outboxed by Rendon Monroe, and Rendon Monroe's not the best boxer, is he? He's more or less come forward brawler kind of fight, and he outboxed Quigg Martinez twice. So it just shows you the levels, but not taking nothing away from Carl Frampton. He still fought a good fight, and he did what he had to do to win the world title.
If I can ask you the same question with Scott Quigg's performance against Stefan Jamoy, how would you assess that?
He did what he had to do, went in there and boxed Stefan Jamoy. I've never heard of this guy before. I don't know who he is, and to me, it just looked like Stefan just come in just to get rolled over. It was an easy night's work for Scott. He probably didn't break sweat in that fight, but it's what it is.
Do you think you're fighting tougher opponents than they are?
Yeah, I personally believe I boxed in. I personally believe Scott Quigg. I think the only person from Frampton box who was decent is probably Quigg. Other than that, he hasn't really boxed no one. And Scott Quigg, I don't believe Scott Quigg's boxed anyone who's decent. I personally believe that Jazza Dickens would go in there and probably beat Scott Quigg and give Carl Frampton a good run for his money. That's my personal opinion.
Do you feel like kind of left to the side where there's so much talk about Quigg facing Frampton, Frampton facing Quigg? Do you sort of feel as if you're kind of on the outside watching that situation develop?
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to be one of them fighters who just come from nowhere and just take over. I'm gonna be one of them. I'm just gonna be like let me explain who I'm gonna be. It's gonna be like the Marvin Hagler situation, and I'm just gonna come over and just take over. When I get to that spot, no one's taking it from me. Believe that.
How important is it that you go out, put a statement onto the other super bantamweights on Saturday, and for yourself as well? Yeah,
it's I'm at that level now. Every fight you have to go out and put up a good statement. The main thing is Saturday night is to win. But I've got to win it in winning style, and it's gonna be a hard fight for me. But I'll find a way to win.
If I said to you for your next fight after this, you could fight Scott Quigg or Carl Frampton, who would you choose to fight, Barry?
Either one, whichever my manager says to fight next, I have to fight next.
Would you like to issue a challenge to either of them?
Yeah, if any of them want to fight me, I'd fight them happily.
Would you travel as well to fight them?
Yeah, that's up to my manager. If you want me to travel, I'll travel. I personally believe I've got the style and to beat both of them.
Mick Hennessy alluded in the press conference today that you're not far from getting a world title shot. So that must excite you a little bit.
Yeah, it is, but it's exciting. It's exciting for me. This is every night. Every night when I dream, this is why I dream of becoming a world champion and unifying the division and winning 2 or 3 world titles in 2 or 3 different weights. This is why I dream about every day. So to me, this is what I love to do, and I just can't wait until I fight for the world title.
Would you be confident of beating Frampton and Scott Quigg?
Yeah, I personally believe I'd happily go in there and box them, both of them on the same night and beat them on the same night. That's how confident I am.
I read this quote quite recently in a tabloid, and yeah, I appreciate you giving me the same quote.
Yeah, I personally believe I've got the style to beat them both, and if I was their managers, I wouldn't want to put them in with someone like me, unless you're getting paid good money, then you wouldn't, because I personally believe their managers, Barry McGuigan and even Joe Gallagher, knows that if they fight me, it's going to be a hard fight and they're going to get a serious whooping after that. They'll probably never be the same fighter again.
It could be a trilogy of great fights between you three, couldn't there? There could actually, which could run for a little while, because the super bantamweight division is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. I think. I personally, you might think it'll be a trilogy, but I think it'll be me just going in there and giving these kids whoopings. That's why I personally believe if I go in there, I'll destroy them mentally and physically, and they'll probably never be the same fighters again.
I think your profile's on the increase since you've been fighting on Channel 5.
Yeah, my profile's getting up there. Eventually, all I've got to do is keep on winning. That's the main priority in this game. You have to keep on winning and keep on putting up a good fight, and eventually I'll get to the top.
Unfortunate incident last week in Sheffield. It was brought up a little bit in the press conference. Have you got a message for Jerome Wilson and for his family?
I know Jerome Wilson's sister, and sad news to hear what's happened to him. I don't really know what to say, because I've never been in this situation before. I've never knew someone. I've heard of other boxers getting it, but I've never knew a boxer who's suffered in this kind of state. And I hope he can make a speedy recovery, and my prayers go out to him.
Alright, well listen kid, I thank you for answering my question so honestly today. As I said, weigh in tomorrow.
Yeah.
No doubt you look spot on and relaxed and calm. Not a hint of dryness about you, so I'm sure you're going to be absolutely fine.
I'm ready.
Ready to go in. Alright, well listen, best of luck, and I'll catch you at the weigh-in tomorrow. Thanks for your time.